It almost seems as if there's a school of thought that some people should fill out a financial aid application before launching that go button on a Kickstarter or Indiegogo site. And I'm just paraphrasing, but how do we know someone really has X amount of dollars in the bank? Do you think that should be part of the prerequisite for launching a campaign? Is to go through almost like a college financial aid application. Well, what do you have in reserves? What's your monthly income? Things like that. Or is it also about generating a fan base?
Generating a fan base. There's there's a question. I've never solved the generating a fan base question. I tried to generate a fan base when I was trying to be a singer-songwriter, trying to do electronic music and so I tried these sort of things, and I found it very hard to do. I found the key thing for me was generating the performance and showing opportunities and of sufficiently interesting projects. So the whole fan base thing for me, a lot more people hear about my work than see it, because at the heart of my work is these unusual ideas, and what will often happen is the ideas get propagated widely and I get interviewed about the ideas, but then the project is kind of shown in a performance venue at Plymouth University in the southwest of England, or or in a cinema at Plymouth University in the southwest of England. We had a performance in San Francisco, so they do get around. My fan base is kind of, if it could be called such a thing, has been brought about by emailing, by tweeting has been a lot of it, and also just people reading about what I've done and contacting me. It's something I've not really thought about. I've just noticed people taking interest in what you're doing. In some ways, I try not to think about it. That might sound awful, but I don't need to think about it as much because of the fact that I have these ideas-based projects, and the ideas get widely. It doesn't cost anything to distribute an idea. It doesn't cost anything to release an idea. It's very easy, and then new opportunities come up to do the next thing. So I don't need 100,000 people each paying $3 each or $5 each to finance my next project or to enable me to move on to my next project. So I don't tend to think that way. So as far as it goes with the crowdfunding site, I have.
Do you think that would be fair to keep the quote 1% of filmmakers, if you want to call them that? And we don't even know if that's really true, but the perception of them being in a higher income bracket, probably it is true, but to keep them away from crowdfunding sites because they don't need it. They don't need the money.
I can't see this being an ongoing problem. It seems to me that
isn't it reverse discrimination in some sense?
Yeah, it's the sort of problem. I can't see you're going to get a whole load of famous filmmakers continuously using crowdfunding websites. It's like if I was in a position where I was well known enough that if I used a crowdfunding website, it was news that Alexis Kirke had used a crowdfunding website, I would use a crowdfunding website, but I'd use it once. Because the second time, what does it give me? I mean, it gives me money, I suppose. My intuition's telling me that crowdfunding, the whole heart of crowdfunding, is based around people who have not, I hate to use this word, who haven't made it. It's an awful phrase, but I don't know what else to... People understand what I mean when I say that, yeah? And so you've got the people, the sellers who haven't made it, if you like, so they need to raise this money, and then you've got the buyers who want to be part of a project. Now let's face it, no one's expecting to be able to be part of the next Steven Spielberg movie. I'm not expecting to be able to email Steven Spielberg and say, listen, good luck, here's $100 for your next movie, and then to have his third AD be in contact with me regularly, telling me what's going on, there's no one's expecting that participation. I think that with crowdfunding websites, you also get this sense, and it worked with MySpace. When MySpace was going, you'd get musical artists on MySpace. People felt these were music artists who were relatively new. One of the most powerful elements of MySpace, quite powerful element of MySpace, was that you could have contact with these music artists whose music you loved, and they weren't famous as such. They hadn't made it as such, but they were great artists, and they had some of that glamour of someone who's made it. They were in the business. There's something glamorous about people that throw themselves out there. There's something glamorous about somebody that will take a huge risk and make a feature. It doesn't matter whether they're Steven Spielberg or whatever. There's someone that will do that, someone that's in the film business because they've taken that risk, and they're working with a crew. Something glamorous about somebody, and they're putting themselves out there with a script, with direction, whatever. Somebody who will record a song, they'll write a song, they'll record it, they'll pay the money to go into the studio to do it properly, they'll make a real effort, and they're putting themselves out to look stupid by doing this. They're taking the risk not only of time and money but of looking stupid, because I think so many people we fear that if we try and look like a successful artist, we're going to look stupid. I think so many people feel that. And there's something glamorous about the people that take that risk, not just about the people that get a National Enquirer or whatever. And crowdfunding gives an opportunity for the general public to interact with people taking this glamorous risk, if you like. And I think that's an element with it as well. I certainly know when I've been on the other side of the crowdfunding thing, it's been quite tempting to think, wow, it could be part of this movie, and the guy's not famous or anything, but maybe it'll be a successful movie and I'll have been part of it, or so I think that's quite a strong element, but the fan base thing is not really my element as much.